Listen. Yeah. Yes, dog. Get that out of there. Oh, so y'all want me to act up today? Must be, gots to be, the only way to be at this point in time because some opinions I have read over the last 24 hours are on a whole nother level of you need to stop speaking. Listen, it's your boy Matty Rants. Thank you for tuning in today for another live rant and review. This one is over Canada versus the World, Ep.2, Snatch Summit. Okay, we have a lot to break down today, a lot of things to discuss and go over. I know a few of you would like my opinions on what Miss Victoria Scone had to say. And some of y'all, I am very confused at your takes on this matter. Very confused. But I'm going to try my best to be as respectful as possible, as this show is for entertainment purposes only. So I hope you don't feel that I'm calling you out or putting you in a corner or placing you in a position where you're uncomfortable. Can you imagine being a woman and having to sit through, you know what? Maybe you can't imagine that far. But I am going to help you possibly understand where somebody is coming from. I'm going to talk about the worst reading challenge in the history of all seasons. Probably, possibly, maybe. A Snatch Game that had a couple of... a runway that deserved better lighting. Avril Lavigne has made her way into the lip sync category once again, and a elimination I thought was fair, personally. Let's get into it. Again, it's your boy Matty Rants. Thanks for tuning in. Here are my social media pages for you, okay? It's at MattyRants everywhere except for Twitter, which is at the Matty Rants. You can find that all in the description down below. If you grab a branch, if you eat some fruit, it's a little Mativia for you, baby. That's a good poot poot. You can catch me on all of those social media spaces and places through that link tree. Now, I also have merch with dragqueenmerch.com. Shout out to Bible Girl and Company. I absolutely appreciate them for having me on board there. But if you would like a Rant Pack shirt, Sundays are best with the panel, or Mativia shirts, tank tops, also stickers. We got the stickers on the website, y'all. I confirmed that the other day, and they're currently on sale. I think it's like 25% off right now. So if you want a sticker sheet with a little Mativia, a little The Pan, a little Rant Pack sticker, all that good stuff, you can catch that at dragqueenmerch.com. I also do reactions to each and every one of these episodes, and I make them available on Patreon for as low as $1 a month. 1.00. There are other tiers too, but that dollar is all that's necessary to view over 200 videos that I have recorded. This episode's actually uploading right now as we speak. I was editing my screenshots at the same time I was editing the reaction. So that's currently uploading right now as we speak, and my internet must be wonderful because I'm doing this at the same time. Also, I'm bookable on Cameo. If you have any special requests, you're having a bad day, you want me to send you something personal, I'll be more than happy to do that. And I don't need to get on Big Brother and read a script for the girls to know, okay? Right. Nerdigans, girl. I'm going to go in. I don't like getting on my soapbox because I'm already being accused as one of those black commenters on these TV shows as only liking black people, not, I guess I can't speak on white people and all that kind of stuff. And I can't talk about certain topics because they're not fun, but it's my channel. I do what I want. I'm a big girl now. Listen. Okay. Also, if you want to drop a tip in my jar, I'm going to be shameless here with that one, since the girls try to shame me out of that, but everybody there, so I don't know why you're tripping. But it is the holiday season. If you want to drop a little tip in my jar for your boy hosting with the most right now, where is my phone? Please and thank you. That's that banner down here with paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, and Venmo Matty-Rants. Okay, I had to walk into the other room. I really didn't have to. Let's see here. Hold on. I didn't know where it was. All right. Before we get this really started here, it's 131 of you in this piece. It really is important for YouTube and for myself, really for me and YouTube to recognize me a little bit better. If you hit that like button while you're here, hit the dislike button if you're a misogynist, if you're a racist, if you're all those things. I'm just kidding. But hitting one of those buttons would certainly be helpful. Getting in the comment section and telling me how you feel, whether you're wrong, you're right, or whatever you feel. Get in there and tell me what you want to say. Sometimes I read, but it really does help with the algorithm, and I would more than appreciate it if you did. But before I start this up, before I get this going, I have to post this disclaimer because some people really don't know how to deal. This is a show I do for entertainment purposes. If I talk about anything, if I make a joke on someone, if I'm dragging anyone, it is not out of malicious hate. I don't dislike. I don't dislike them. You know what I'm saying? I just am going with my comedy, right? Sometimes that can hurt people, and that I apologize for. And I always understand that not everybody can take a joke. With that being said, I do still have to put this up because I mean it. And at the same time, some of y'all are tripping. But disclaimer, this program is for entertainment purposes only, and content is not intended to malign any religion, race, company, individuals, or wigs. All opinions expressed by MattyRants or program participants are so the personal views do not reflect the opinions of every human being on the planet. No hate should be sent to the shows or individuals mentioned on this program. Please don't be a poot. If you feel uncomfortable after viewing this program, please consume some activity and have a good poot. Hold on a second here. Okay. So, I'm going to have to put this on Do Not Disturb. I do not want to be interrupted during this. I feel like I'm going to have to get on my soapbox today, and I want everybody to understand I am not attacking anyone here. I am not telling you you're wrong for your feelings, but I would like to request or ask that you just take a moment when we do get to that topic and just listen. 36 years on this earth, I have a little bit more experience than some of y'all up in Twitter acting a fool over a word that you honestly don't even know where it came from or the context, because you just think all of a sudden it's in the gay library, so we can just use it. There are a lot of things that are offensive in that same library, okay? A lot of people that do stuff for entertainment, and it's really offensive. So I'm gonna need you, and I'm asking you to just listen. I know I'm a cisgendered male talking to you, but at the same time, please just listen, okay? Because a lot of you didn't do that. A lot of you got online and made it me, 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 and the I want to be oppressed people were jumping up. And some of y'all had the nerve to talk about culture. The nerve to talk about culture. You don't even know about your colonizing family. You want to talk about culture? The nerve. The nerve. So, I hope you receive what I have to say. If you don't, that's on you. I come here with love and entertainment, but I'm going to be defending women today. And this is coming from somebody who is a brother, who is a son, who is a nephew, who has a sister. My own blood sister had a conversation with me about this word many moons ago. And I had to do what Stephanie did. But at the same time, I had to listen further. Also, it was helpful. I took a lot of women's studies classes in college too, and I understand a little bit more maybe about the women's body than some of you punks out there. Oh yeah, I did it. And so when you use some term that is actually derogatory, referring to, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But I just want people to know it's okay that when you find out something that you're used to isn't cool no more, or it's not okay to say, that you just don't say it. But no one's trying to take things away from you. They literally changed an entire phrase, how we used to be introduced to RuPaul on a green screen, because of how many people were offended by it. What is so difficult to understand? We're talking about Canada versus the World rant and review. And I am going to break down a lot of what Victoria is saying, and you won't listen to me. Some of you won't. You'll be in your feelings. people are taking things away from you. How, you're just now finding out about that. A lot of people have had that happen for over years and years and years. You're just now getting used to that. But yet we're having a conversation about a word when women's rights in the United States of America have been not only diminished, damn near destroyed. And you want to talk about stuff. Whoa, girl, I was getting evil reading things online. Like, honey, there is a lot of layers to this that you won't get as a man, that you should just sit back on. Super Amy, I want to highlight this one because this is the most sensical answer I have been asking of people to really think about. I'm a cis woman. I know you meant the A for singular. I take no offense with the word, though. I do understand where it's coming from, but it's not my place to tell other women not to be offended. That's a cisgender woman making this statement for not even speaking on behalf of other women, just themselves. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, and we want to roll up in here talking about this is why we don't want cis women doing drag. You better cut it out. You better leave it alone. You better figure it out. All right? I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. Trust me, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. Oh, bitch, I'm going to break it down because my ass I've been here a little longer than some folks. So we're going to really talk about it. And no, somebody is not going to be able to write a dissertation to give actual validation for that word still being acceptable and used. Okay, let's get there. Y'all don't even know what a Summer's Eve product looks like. You talking about some fishy. All right. Now, Kendall Gender was eliminated from the competition. And of course, a lot of people are sad. Kendall left actually a really sweet message on the board there saying Stephanie deserves a second chance and go Team Canada. It was a really cute moment. Everybody gave her some love, right? Right. We do this. This was early. This was early. I was like, oh, we having a deep conversation early. And I'm here for it. Now, as they're sitting down, they're asking Rutabaga, hey, who did you want to send home, baby? And she also agreed that it was going to be Kendall as well. So I'm sure that was a nice thing to see. It was like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to cuss you out. Now, in this moment when Stephanie's talking about still happy to be there, she has more to show, all that jazz. Victoria had something that was sitting on her chest. My favorite lesbian. She found that funny, so she don't find that offensive, by the way. Because again, I do it out of love. I do it out of love. Okay. Okay. Victoria made us a moment in wanting to make sure that something was cleared up because of the fact that it bothered her, and it's something that and it's so funny how she sat in that confessional like, I feel like I'm going to be attacked for this, and sure enough, that's what happened. And she wanted to tiptoe around this because of the discrimination she has faced as a AFAB woman doing drag. We literally had this conversation last week about Black queens, certain particular queens of color, and women who do drag receiving hate or being mistreated in the community that we're supposed to be all so together on because of what people want to see or what they're used to when it comes to drag. It's only for men. It's them paying homage. No, a lot of men do make a mockery of women that do drag. Not everybody. Not the majority of the people that I see on this program do. They do that out of respect. But there are some people that are doing that specifically, making bits of their show about things that they don't even have any clue on. Okay. When the term fishy came up and she said, that's offensive to me, and whatnot. Stephanie also gave a little moment to tell her where she's coming from as far as that word and how that meant to her, because she is Filipino. If you've watched Drag Race Philippines, you will understand that a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the dialect that's used with gay lingo out there is a lot different. Things that may be considered offensive in the States are not, etc., other places too. And it also is the area that people are in, what is comfortable around them, and where they find their chosen family where words are being used. Okay. All right. So Victoria can understand that, which she did and understood it, but wanted to let Stephanie know by all means, in reference to what that's referring to and how that makes her feel, it's making her very uncomfortable. Okay. Stephanie took that. She took that, received it, I got it, and moved on. So what in the fuck are y'all doing then that need to sit here and make this the biggest of deals instead of actually respecting someone's wishes that you had all the respect for up until she told y'all to do something? Is it because a woman told you to do something that you can't handle it? What's really the issue here? Because I want to tell you right now, that term is like actually really ballroom if you really want to go there. That was very much from the Black trans community when it came to passability, with not being clockable in the daytime, serving fish, because you're given real woman, and so you'd have a vagina. The guys would assume this type of sort of situation. That then leaked into the drag community when it came to femininity and being fishy. Okay, if we really want to do all that today, if we really want to give what it needs to give, since a lot of you girls are so educated all of a sudden, but you really fucking aren't. And I'm really speaking to a certain group of people who had the nerve to get up there and talk all that and oohs. And it was like, bitch, you don't even know nothing about your own self or your background. 23 and me. The fuck? But instead of you actually giving someone the ability to be upset about something and respecting their wishes, you then attacked her. And I will go ahead and say you felt comfortable because she's a woman. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go right there. A lot of y'all did what you did because there was a woman saying it and you felt some kind of way. I bet you fucking money if one of these men that were up here having this conversation with you, baby, and they said that it was offensive, we wouldn't be having the same conversation. And that's the absolute truth, in my opinion, over it. People are upset because Rita Baga did blackface and because that is offensive. Justin, who had to roll up in here, world leader my ass, that man did blackface too. I thought Rita Baga was looking at a mirror. Now, y'all can forgive him for that, but not every person on this planet has to let stuff go because that actually still affects them. So when I have people sitting over here in this baby's inbox talking about how she should feel, how she should talk, you must enjoy The Handmaid's Tale. You must have not felt the need. You must have been one of them punks that sat up there and got on the internet and said, well, gay rights are next, versus actually focusing on the issue of women's rights being taken away from them. Okay? Now, I'm going to pull this back in so you can understand where I'm coming from and you don't take me out of tone, because I am a little passionate about this, because I have people in my life that this fucking affected. And to see your comments was not okay. And to see how you were so quick to jump up and want to be that girl, I'm going to tell you this right now. White gay men and this oppression shit, cut that out. You have too many privileges on your card, girl. And being gay, while it is very much a crime in most places, very much is an issue in most states and places like that, it is not your color card. You need to calm the fuck down. Even with that, nerdigans, and I'm going to be very honest with you, we don't have to do any of that. You can move on. I can move on. Others can move on. But I'm not going to expect for every Black person to move on from something like that. That would be really silly of me to then ask of somebody to feel like I feel and do all of that, which I also want to make sure that it's clear. If you feel the word isn't offensive to you, that's fine. That's fine. But I don't like it when someone uses the derogatory term towards trans women near me. I got into it with my own best friends about that when they had someone come over who I didn't even know, and we were all playing games, and they were making that derogatory term about trans women. I got too many sisters out there who have to fight for their lives every day for me to sit here with the cisgender straight man with these bunch of gays up in here and allow that word to pass, and none of them caught that. No one is. No one's attacking Stephanie. Why would we attack Stephanie when Stephanie actually was the one having the conversation with Victoria? She received what Victoria had to say and she moved on from it. Don't use we when it's only for them. Them and they are the ones doing that. We ain't up in here. Not for that. Stephanie's fine because Stephanie was just doing what she knows what she needs to do. Do you understand? Hold on. Let's really bring this in because I'm gonna get y'all where you need to go. Stephanie had been using the word and had never been told it was wrong up until that moment. Or if she had been told it was wrong, it wasn't given an actual class and education about why that word is so wrong. Honey, when you're talking about fishy, yes, it is referring to the vagina. That's literally what it's talking about. It's also referring to a smell that could possibly be emitted from said occasion or persuasion from said vagina. And that's not what women are. Their vaginas is not the only thing that they are. What comes out of their body, that's not all they are, baby. And I'm not referring to you. I'm talking to everybody. I'm doing the whole bit here. But as a woman sitting up in here, I'm going to listen to her and how she has to feel. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take what she's got to say. Are you for real? That's how you feel? Okay, we got to work on that. If y'all can respect pronouns, you can certainly change this up. That's all. Stephanie took the note. If you didn't notice this, and I actually will post pictures because I did take shots of this, Stephanie spent a lot of time with Victoria this episode. And more than likely, we didn't get that conversation that they had after this conversation that took place. If it didn't happen, okay. But I feel because of in this kind of setting with all the hours that they worked together, that was also brought up later, whether it was on camera or off camera. And they are more than likely good. It is the people who are sticking up not really on behalf of Stephanie, but really because they don't want to have to change the word that they like using. That's the problem I'm having here. You're not defending Stephanie. You just want to use the word. That's what you're actually doing. Exactly, Angelique. She spoke from her perspective. She didn't make it a world problem, just a her thing. She wasn't saying every woman out there feels the way that's not what happened. So I challenge y'all for this one. If something offends somebody, you don't necessarily have to agree because it didn't touch you, but also respect how someone may feel because in their world, that was wrong. And if there was a little bit more empathy, we get around a lot quicker. So if that's too much for you, that's on you, baby. That's on you. But personally, I'm gonna respect Victoria's wishes. I respected it when my sister brought it up to me because she's like, "Why do y'all say that? Like that's really fucked up." You know what I mean? And a lot of people did that. And this whole reclaiming a word, fishy had nothing to do with you, man, sir, boy, dude. It had nothing to do with you. And you want to get mad? Honey, have this conversation about masculinity and femininity. Have that conversation about mask versus femme and dating and preferences. You jump into that chord with Grindr, Jacked, and all those other apps. I'll wait for you to speak on there. But as far as this is concerned, it ain't got nothing to do with you, man. It ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. Sit the fuck back on that. Chill out. All tea. I hope I didn't hit nobody to a point to where all of a sudden you can't hear me. I hope that I didn't talk to you and you found me to attack you because that's not what I was trying to do. That's not what my place and position is on this channel. This is not what my platform is for. If I feel passionate about something, I'm going to preach on it. If I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to be hush. This word I have dealt with for a very long time since I have been coming out into the scene, okay? When I was first learning about what a trans woman was, trans man, all of that, and I was figuring things out. And the way that word used to be thrown out like it was nothing. Nowadays, people are acting a little bit differently, and you can certainly do the same too. Reclaiming things that have been taken from you. And you worship a Kardashian? But when we reclaim things that have been taken from you. Okay. Like, y'all are embarrassing. And I'm not talking to you, people that are listening to this, but anybody who is standing 10 toes down in this right now. Embarrassed for you, I am. Embarrassed for you. You're better than that. Be intelligent. Use your noggin. Use your noggin. Do I need to get a blue fucking dog on a cartoon to come and tell you where the 3 clues are today? So in these 30 minutes, you could figure it out? Because it shouldn't be that difficult. It should not be. Somebody brought up the term auntie, 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 auntie. Okay, let's do that. That word isn't the same as fishy, and you know that. Now, does it refer to a part? Yeah, but it's not as telling as something that is a adjective description of something else. Does that make sense? When you're referring to the see you next Tuesday with the Y at the end of it, that's not even close to that. But I will say though, let me be around a woman that doesn't like that shit. I ain't gonna say it. Ooh, look how difficult that was. Wasn't at all, was it? Just listen to people around you. Listen to what they got to say. If that can't rock with you, that's really there. Like real talk. Okay. Real talk. But at the same time, again, if someone gets offended by it, let's break it down. Let's find out why that's a problem and really get into it here. Because that way we can understand each other and we can move around from that. But Victoria, I got your back. Got it. Got it. And to anybody else that found that word to be offensive, I feel you. I'm sure if you go back in one of my old videos, I probably have said it. Probably have. I should have on my old videos. I used to go the fuck in. But now, me, this after 6 years of doing, I'm gonna listen to what people got to say to me, and then how they feel. I got to worry about an audience. I got to worry about where this goes. I'm thinking about all those things, but I don't want anybody feeling uncomfortable around me, and that should be the biggest thing. Anywho, all right, off my box. If that touched you in the wrong way, I don't know what to tell you, baby. But listen, thanks for tuning in. 220 of you. Hit that like button if you could for me, please. Hit the dislike button if I was touching you in the wrong. You was feeling like, oh, this man he don't know what he's talking about. This is a gay thing, and we get to say this word. They took away the SHE male word. They took it away. We what? Oh, pop off, Ete. You're beautiful. Pop off, but like you're wrong. Hit that dislike button. Hit that like button. Get in that comment section. Let's go. Let's go. They use FA, you know the rest in over in the UK to refer to cigarette butts, bitch. But like out here, that's a whole slur. And it's really a slur everywhere else too. But you see what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, just I know that for the truth too, with that specific word, but I don't really ever hear. I really don't ever hear that other term used unless it's in specific spaces when it comes to it. So language impacts societal norms. Languages that gender objects lead to speakers associating those objects with gender specific adjectives. We need to be really aware of the impact of language. Oh my God. It can be regional differences, but even by regional differences, once it gets to a space where it actually can be broken down and we can really get to the bottom of it, Okay, so then let's do. Oh, now I gotta take off my jacket. Let's do this because there are times when y'all take that word with the tone policing bit and you have ruined that word. And Quan, I'm gonna talk about you for just a second. Not really you, but just I heard that being used as a defense argument. And I thought that was ridiculous. So you need to kiki with that word. That's the word that you're gonna use. That's the one that's gonna make sense in your conversation about what between you and your other male friend. We can find ways around those things, in my opinion. This is not as much as tone policing as I would like to think it is, honestly. I'm just going to challenge us to use different words and not think of it as, oh, we're getting policed and what we're supposed to say. Really? Probably not, because that doesn't have any connotations of negativity. Y'all are looking for words, but I'm gonna have a defense for them. That see you next Tuesday, that's not meant in a derogatory term. Snatch, not a derogatory term. I'm just saying, like, y'all are you're looking for stuff, and it's like, let's be real. Carmen Carrera, I almost called her Cameron. Carmen Carrera had an argument for that term that was used whenever it was, oh, you got da 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 da, because that was used by straight people against trans women to dehumanize them. So yeah, we're gonna switch that up. And that's the problem you may be missing, Joseph. I see you defending this, which is fine. It's okay, baby. You can defend it. I'm going to defend my point too. You say it's not derogatory until someone says it is, and it's a problem. It's a policing. It's not for this word and not for the situation, Joseph, to someone, Victoria, that it does not apply to you, baby. It doesn't actually do anything for you. That's the problem. What about that word do you need to encompass in your life that is going to then take you out? Like you can't even use that word now, so now your day is ruined. Help me understand. Help, as a matter, all the men, help me understand. How is taking that word out of your vocabulary gonna fuck your day up? Going to ruin how you feel to the point to where you feel you're being policed and can't say nothing when women have lost the rights to their bodies, high key. How about this? Because I get that people are going to say what they say in their own circles and spaces. That is something where I always go, that's different. You know what I'm saying? How long ago was season 6, Joseph? That was a long time ago. They were still using certain things on the channel by then, but once again, like just be to be clear, what about that word is going to be taken out of your vocab? How is that going to affect you that deeply? That's all I'm saying. That's it. I'm gonna move on from this point though, because I can talk about this for a long time. If I wanted to, I could continue to defend. I could continue to have an argument and a base for this because I very much was not okay with a lot of stuff that was said online. But at the same time, I get it why people don't want to change things. That's why certain officials are still reelected, even though they do horrible things. Abbott, Greg, haha, you. Some people are used to what they're used to and they don't want to change it up. I call it laziness personally, but it is what it is. Yeah, no one is literally dying on that hill. Like no one should be dying on that hill for that word, not for that word. You call me when it's something about gay marriage. You call me when it's something about your own actual rights that you have that would take away from you living a sustainable life. You call me when this is that big of an issue. Until then, this is ridiculous. So I'm going to respect what she has to say. I hope you can do the same. If that's too much for you, I would really think about that. That's all I'm going to say. And if you have your one friend who's a woman and they tell you it doesn't offend them, if that's enough for you to stand 10 tones down in this, reevaluate the amount of people on this earth. No, it was okay. I'll be honest with you. No, no. We gonna get into it now because I've been talking about this for 30 minutes here. Shout out to my ladies. This one is for the ladies and all my lesbians. Just wanna be treated like everyone else. Lesbians. Respect them by not using that fucking word if they don't find it funny. Lesbians. Seriously. 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 All right, let's go. So back in the workroom the next day, conversations are had in between all that jazz. Quan, do you need to say it? I'm not going to talk to you no more today because I don't know why you doing that. And that's kind of weird. I'm gonna leave you alone right now. I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna focus on the good stuff and the positive things in these chats and get back to this. I didn't know Ben Platt was hosting this week's episode with a face job, but no, this is Brooklyn Heights and that ugly mullet. But listen, Brooklyn is actually going to present them the mini challenge today, which is the reading one. That wasn't. Don't attack Quan. don't come on. We community up in here. Everybody has the right to say what they want to say. I'm just saying, like, come on now. It's almost like Megan Mullally was on Parks and Recreation and Leslie Knope and Ron Swanson had to go to the library to find out that it's not really being ran appropriately. This was terrible. And what made it really bad, what really made it a problem for me was the fact that it's almost like everybody didn't want to say anything, or if they did have a read, like it wasn't a read. It was just something like kind of mean. And it was also like you would have thought that Stephen Urkel here would have had some jokes. You would have thought. But I knew from this reading challenge what we were going to get from Snatch Game. I knew it because I'm like, girl, this is off the top. Jeremiah, oh, y'all, with the super chats. I love it. Jeremiah, thank you for the super chat. The library was declared for bankruptcy. Telling you, this was not a public funded event. I'm gonna tell you that. Woo! This is all Bob's fault. See what happens when you want to close libraries? Oh, maybe Bob was right. Maybe libraries can be used for something better. This is it. People were attempting to do well. Anita's was the only one that worked for them because Anita's jokes were not laced in venom. They were delivered with marshmallows and candy. You know what I mean? Like it was very set up, punchline, laugh, move on. Set up, punchline, laugh, move, like actual comedy. Some of these other babies were just talking. And maybe it would have been funny if somebody had passed something around a few times, hit a little bit of that vape, that little blubble sound, you know what I'm saying? But no, because I was on my libations and I didn't think this was funny. Paris was cool tonight. Okay. Paris actually it was a really good day. It was a really good day. There were no accidents, clear skies. People were just having a good time. To pay you stay. I thought that was funny though. I thought that was funny. Oh, I thought it was funny. But Anita Wiglet wins the mini challenge kind of because there was really nobody else to choose from. Okay. Now, the Maxi Challenge has them doing Snatch Game, but it's going to be Snatch Summit. So it's like a summit of world leaders coming together to talk about their own issues and find out what they can do to fix those situations, i.e., Snatch Game. I always find it funny, no shade, Brooklyn, that you are hosting this event at all. And I would have said something like, how would anyone take advice from Brooklyn Heights on what to do for Snatch Game when she literally had a whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 list of things she could have done with Celine and didn't Dion it? She did have really good advice for two people in particular, though. So we're going to get to it. Hashtag this face. Oh, look. Stephanie and Victoria are having a conversation here. I'm sure there was more that was said, but again, die on that hill for that word, if you will. Weird. When she told this baby not to be Pamela Anderson and she said Isis Couture, I would really go to Donatella Versace. The best advice given last night, I should say. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Pamela Anderson is actually not that interesting. No shade. She was on Baywatch, fabulous. Barbed Wire, iconic. But like Pamela's kind of boring. No shade. And I think she's cool with that too. Have you, bitch, if y'all haven't seen when they did her cribs, they did a whole cribs with Pamela Anderson. Girl, that lady was dry. I was like, whoo, child. Listen, I don't know what was going on in the bedroom or what was happening here, but she's a nice lady, though. She's a very nice lady. She's very cool like that, but she's not comedy. Donatella, all you have to do is think about Maya Rudolph's interpretation on Saturday Night Live, and by all means, I'm Donatella Versace. Come to my store. Like honestly, we could go there, and it would be a better version of Donatella than what Miss Fame did. What was it? The house down boots. That's what that lady kept saying. The boots house down. See how someone was taking some gay lingo and putting it into their character and thinking that was going to be something because they just know those words. Just saying, like, just saying. Okay, like honestly, the house down Versace boot, girl. Anybody was gonna be better than that. So the only issue I had with Isis's version of Donatella, she didn't draw the forehead lines. That was the issue. I was like, girl, you could have went in on the makeup. I know you know how to do it. She was supposed to draw some lines up here. She was supposed to make it like. But that's kind of the point, Ryan Burns. Hey, for welcome back, baby. That's the point of Snatch Game. It doesn't have to be the literal interpretation of the character. You just need to make it funny and then go into like a parody of the person you're supposed to be. It's not supposed to be legit. That's how the girls never win. Anita, I'm going to read the fuck out of you for this. Honey, you said Adele, and I put this on God. I just was like, she couldn't be talking about the singer. She couldn't, she could not with this. I'm going to sell you a home today outfit. There is no way. There is no way. An Adele fan, maybe. Oh my God. But I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you in a second here. Y'all, I thought that breast bib was her eyes. I assumed that Stephanie Prince was gonna be a Muppet. That breast bib. Bitch, I thought she was like putting down one of Jim Henson's creatures on the table. I was like, girl, what in the fuck is this? And she said she was going to be Cardi B. And then proceeded to go DSL dial up. Okay, listen. Today was the day you were going home. I'm going to tell you that right now, Stephanie. I don't know what your other options were. But the moment you started making sound effects and said AOL plus, bitch, I knew it wasn't going to be good for you. Baby, I put this on God. She put a disc into that into that come on, man, into that desktop computer. She downloaded that AOL Instant Messenger and was on and popping. Telling you that right now. She said Yahoo video, bitch. No, girl. No. Vanity, I got to ask you, were you also shocked that Brooklyn knew who Spice was? Or were you thinking that maybe she's just saying that because of it? I'm sorry. I was shocked that Brooklyn knew who Spice was. I was like, girl, should she watch Love and Hip Hop? I knew who she wanted to be. I was like, oh, girl, pick Spice. Even Brooklyn saying that to Vanity, oh, go with Spice. It's a better option, which to me, it was kind of like, so basically you wanted to play you wanted her to play a younger version of the lady that she was playing on Snatch Game, who's a music artist, but at the same time, I'm like, it would work for Vanity's favor, but also Spice is a key. If y'all don't know who Spice is, oh my God, y'all have to watch the early seasons of Love and Hip Hop when she was on there. Do you remember when she was about to fight Akbar in the studio? Oh, why you got your shoes off? I just need them off. I was here for it. Oh, I love me some Spice. So, I was kind of here for it. I was here for it. But you know, I was like, Brooklyn knows who Spice is. Oh, okay, Silky. And you know, I love you. I love you, Silky Nutmeg Ganache. I'm gonna talk about you, girl. You said Lizzo. In my mind, I said, oh, she gonna be herself. This is gonna be T.S. Madison all over again. Am I lying? Am I lying? Bitch, I immediately said, oh, she gonna do T.S. Madison again. But again, play into herself. Okay? Because all that was Silky. No shade. But like, we'll get there. I was like, okay. But I will say the look was right, though. I was like, okay, the look is given. She gave guest judge on Drag Race tees. I want to sit at this table. I feel like this would be a cool table for one. Okay, but no, I want to sit at this table. Let's go ahead and get to Snatch Summit. So, shall we? Almost said shall we? Hey, 240 of you in this piece. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Become part of this Rant Pack family. I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in today. This is Canada versus the world. I know some of y'all may not have appreciated my opinions in reference to the term fishy that was used, but I'm going to still stand firm in my stance on that. I want to be more respectful to everybody around me. And by someone telling me that's not okay, I want to go ahead and honor their wishes, as well as think about the bigger picture of these things. If that's a problem for you, I'm not going to apologize for it, honestly. I don't think I'm wrong for anything I said this today, okay? But I will say that please respect those around you, respect those in the chat, and your host that's happening here. Let's have a little bit more respect for each other. Also, this disclaimer is for the sensitive gals. That's for you, not for me. Bless you, but this is for entertainment purposes, so chill out. All right, let's continue. Woo, hey, Matty, I'm on my way home from a 14-hour shift. It's made my effing day. I got to see this live. D, do you work at the hospital? And none of my business, but shout out to you if you are one of our nurses that is working at the hospitals, or if you're a doctor or whatever position you have in the health field. I appreciate you. Even if it wasn't that field and you had a long ass day, God bless you. And everybody that does those long work days, because Matty used to do 12 to 14-hour days too. Woo. Hell no. Hell no. That shit used to, I'd be sitting at my computer like, Romy, that still is not okay. And that was also a very long time ago. And that's Gia Gunn. So if Gia Gunn says something, then we're supposed to take it. No, I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to give you time because you want it. So we're supposed to take what Gia Gunn says? Because, you know, the doors she's open, right? Okay. Not this one trans woman said it, so it must be okay. I didn't want to have to put you there, but if I'm going to see a comment like that, she going to get time because we have to ask these questions. Real? Just an observation? You can miss the deer part. Okay, but it didn't come off like an observation. It came off like you were literally asking and making the statement, just like how Quan did earlier. Context and tone, I can read too. So let's get back to this review. Okay. Crash. That's not true. Now, there's many things we could say about Gia that are true. Now, that's not true. Gia actually knows she's a person of color. See how that works? Christian Walker only brings that up when he needs to. I mean, also, jokes can't be funny either. You know, it could be sort of like, there we go. Let me not talk about that baby. He's finally realizing that his father is black and that he doesn't like his ass. Daddy looked like a shorter version of Seal with hair. Anywho, let me stop talking about Herschel. Okay. Where should we start? Oh my God, this was painful. All right. Sufficeable. She had a couple of good jokes. The beginning was hilarious. I was here for it, right? Okay. Vanity, that's all you getting from me today. You did just fine. You did just fine. If YouTube is looking at this going, what? That is a plastic bib on her body. That is a plastic girl. Look at this. I thought all of a sudden Stephanie was going to be like, C is for cookie and cookie is for me. I put this on God. I thought there was going to be some child that walks up to her and she was going to put on a whole voice. And all of a sudden, we were going to get, the letter B stands for, actually, it would be letter F if we really want to, if we're trying to be that girl today. Honey, what is happening? It looked like two eyes. Like, look at this. Hello, I'm Stephanie Prince, and today's letter is 7. And the word of the day is, with the letter being F, follow me. Like, what is happening here? Girl, metaphor, wild. I thought boas, remember the potato spud titties that she had for the first, was that the first season? And she came out in that green outfit and her breasts were trying to fight with each other for supremacy or whatever in that plate was happening. I mean, they were arguing. Them titties was yelling at each other. Scream, ho! Like, it was very that. Very that. Honey, this is damn near the same sort of like situation here. Honey. She tried her best, but it really did sound like a phone out of service, didn't it? She did. She tried her best. I just want some cookies. Nom, 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 nom. Cookies for me. I don't need no cookies. No, you're not going to do this to me, Crash. You're not going to do this to me, Crash. Cookies are for me. I like Stephanie a lot, but fuck no. Rita Baga was herself. I know some of y'all are you defend this lady down for some reason, even in her, whatever that happened. And mind you, I take her apology. I move on from that. You know what I'm saying? She was playing herself, an older version of herself, if we really want to do this today. But she was playing herself. A French Canadian? Shock. Come on. She was playing a drag queen who was famous in the Quebec scene, if I'm correct here, which is her. It's like, isn't that you? Like, that's me. I'm like, isn't that you? What, rutabaga? What, rutabaga? Listen, I was shocked. I was like, she's going to be safe for sure because her jokes are at least funny. So that's why I'm going to give her the goop. But when she had the nerve to sit there and say about Silky, girl, I'm looking at Lizzo, but all I'm hearing is Silky. Bitch, mirror. Rita, mirror, meat face. Like, you are literally giving a runway that you would honestly wear, girl. I. I was so confused. Like, who is she talking about? Couldn't be Silky because you and her doing the same fucking thing. I'm just gonna wear something else and then I'm gonna be some girl. Please, you were yourself. It's cute. It was camp. It was camp. Ah! Listen, I know where your son is at, but you gotta. Anita Wiglet is Adele, everybody. It's like that person who named their child Beyonce or Aaliyah knowing better. My daughter's also named Adele, shows face. Ah! Like, Okay, so what happened, Anita? Can we talk about it? Do you know who Adele is? Do you. What? Rod Schneider. And there's a movie I'm thinking of when I see this. Oh my God. Okay, listen, I know she's going to sell a fabulous home. She's going to sell a fabulous home. She is. I mean, she looks like she's about to sell. Not that she looks like the real estate agent from Bob's Burgers that took them across the island. Girl, what is this? Her answers were horrible. Not the third white chick. Where is Keita Mead? Anita Wiglet, man. Like, honestly, Australian realtor realness. Like, I just know, listen, she's not the number one seller, but she has a nice corner space in her office. I didn't I okay, when you see my reaction, because it finished uploading, I'm gonna post it to Patreon soon, like right after this review. I said to myself, she wants to do Adele and she has to go off after Ginger's Adele. Ooh. Ooh. You know what I mean? Because Ginger was fucking funny. Like, she may not have been fully Adele, but like she made a good parody of this. I didn't know who this real estate agent is. Have we seen Adele ever wear this kind of coat? Has Adele's hair ever looked like this? You thought this was the killer in a 1970 something movie. I didn't know what was going on here. Oh, we got to move on. I was so disappointed in Anita. I know she was disappointed in herself, so I don't want to like add that to her pressure. Oh, my love to Anita, but wig, honey, honey. Look like you part of the Cusack family. My God. Okay, move on here. Ooh, sister. That side of the table was kind of poop. This side of the table was a bit better, but I have critiques. And I also have references because a lot of you know this already and you have seen the videos that I have posted. But Matty used to dance for a sissy bounce artist named Vodka Ridzu and the Crew back in the day, performed at South by Southwest 2011. Those videos are available on YouTube. I've posted them and showed them to you a couple of times. But I have met Frida a few times before the Zeus, not Zeus, but the TV show. I've gotten to be on a stage with her before, throwing my puss. Yeah, Crash. I did that for like 2 years. I was with Vodka Ridzu and the Crew. I got to perform up there with Katie Red, Sissy Nobi, Big Frida, all of them. Oh yeah, that is a little history about Matty, by the way. But yeah, you can find those videos if you typed in Vodka Ridzu and the Crew 2011 South by Southwest. You'll see a video of me in a blue tank top, and I'm throwing my puss back. Oh yeah, oh yes. I know about the whole got where that came from. I know about the full bit. Yes, Magnolia Shorty. Oh, honey. I actually I had a career out of now I'm really talking my shit. The girls like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Bitch, I've been there before you ever thought about it. I was in the crowd before you ever had got a chance to get a ticket. And yes, Matty used to throw that ass because I was Vodka put me on to do a voguing routine because he had a initially he had a like a up tempo song like "Come Into My World" as a fantasy up on stage at the MIC. I used to come out and do, and I would vogue for him. Then he incorporated me into the intro, into like a couple of the songs that would do. But shout out to Fat Man, may he rest in peace. Shout out to Tater, may he rest in peace. Energizer still popping up and doing it big, as well as the other girls. So my time in New Orleans, I have had. That's why you may hear me sometimes give you a "oh yes, oh yeah, baby," or you heard me. Every now and then you will hear me go that level because I spent many a time in New Orleans, okay? And I have been around Miss Frida before. You already know, like I'm very aware of it. I was in 13th Ward while we being funny, but I'll keep on going. I had a very nice life, and I've also lived a very interesting life. So let's get to these people here. I just wanted to make that clear before someone gets in my comment trying to tell me about my fucking self, and I have my resume to speak many for me. That's why I'm always like, girl, why won't they hire me? I mean, I've done the work. I've done the work. Hey, Silky, you look good as Lizzo, but you were Silky. I love you down. This was, girl, I thought you were in the workroom. High key. High key. I wish I had, you know what? I'm mad that I didn't put no pictures up. Let me see if I can find some. As a matter of fact, what I'll do if y'all catch me on the panel on Sunday, I'm gonna include some pictures when I was in the group, some stuff on me on stage. I have performed to thousands of people. I have performed to maybe 6 people in a club before, and we didn't make no damn money. We just got paid for the door. I have experienced that club, sleep, club, drink, sleep, club. I've experienced it. I've done it. I've done it. So yeah. So anybody out there who's a working entertainer in music and industry like that, you have nothing but my respect. My backup dancers out there, I know, bitch. On call, ready to go. Get the routine down. If you're not smooth that day, girl, you may not make it to the tour. I understand. Trust and believe. Okay. But I had started out as merch, and my friend was like, "We're gonna move Matt to dance because he know what to give." And then I went from there. But yes, back in the day, honey, that got. Please. Yes, Japan, there is a video of me throwing it back. That it's available online. Yeah. So, but that was like how many years ago? That was like 11 years ago. Can you imagine? Oh shit, that was 11 years ago. There's a video of me from 11 years ago on YouTube. It was so another first video. Sorry, I'm talking about myself. Silky, it was good. No, it was okay. It was really just Silky being Silky, to be honest with you. She had the flute, she had some of the sayings down, a couple of things, but there were moments that we saw where she just kept on, and I was like, okay. You know, Omar, I don't know. The last time I saw Katie was back in 2012. And she was on a tour with Vodka. That's if you type that in, thank you, Camry. If you type that in on YouTube, you can find that video. Vodka will be on the stage, but you'll see a blue tank top in the corner. It's like a 2-minute video or whatever. There I go. Throwing it back. There's also a couple more videos of me online, but like because we did like this whole marching band intro one time. You could see me throwing this flag and doing a whole bunch of twirling. Oh yeah. But yeah, again, it wasn't boring. It just was a whole lot of her. You know what I'm saying? So like that's all that was. And I'm not mad at Silk for this. She did better than some other people up there, too, for sure. But yeah, once she did the, oh, come on, let's get up. And we're gonna start shaking it. And I thought to myself, that is a Lizzo thing to do, but it also is a Silky thing to do. Mm-hmm. Isis, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Your Donatella Versace was so fucking funny. I think it was more so the fact that you were almost annoyed with the things that were happening around you, and it made that much more funnier. Like during this bit that Stephanie was doing, Isis sat there and leaned all the way back, like, girl, what the fuck is going on here? It was so funny. Stop it. I was a young girl back then. I was 25. I was 25. And I was wearing leggings and that was a part of the uniform. Okay, Victoria Scone. Oh, we got bots back up in here. I gotta block some people again. Victoria Scone, to be honest, it was there, but it didn't go further. And that was her issue. It became a safe performance versus a high class delivery of jokes, almost like she didn't want to go there. Okay. Almost like she didn't want to go there. And I thought to myself, like, what's happening? Like, did she get in her head? Like, maybe she was thinking, oh, I don't want to go too big. And it was like, what are you doing? So there were some moments I keyed about because I know who Kim Woodburn is. So I was like, okay, I know who the person she's going to be. I got her jokes down. Baby, if you see the compilation video of Kim on Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother especially, she's fucking hilarious. But I think she got her nerves. I think her nerves got the best of her. And I think because this is episode 2, this is the same episode she had to leave on from her season, that may have been running through her brain. She didn't go too hard, though, and I needed her to go in. I needed her to get pissed off at somebody on the panel and make that a bit. Because Kim, known for doing that. So, I don't know. I wanted her to go a little bit harder. I was okay with it. It was safe for me. But I felt like she got in her own way this time. She got in her own way. She had a prop and it still wasn't doing nothing. Now, Raja, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm happy you won this episode because in reality, you were funny. You were not Big Frida. You were funny. You had some of Big Frida's sayings, yes, but that New Orleans accent was laced in a Dallas drip. And you know I'm not lying, sister. I was over there laughing because I was like, girl, Raja's accent is going in and out, and it's so funny. But at the same time, she was hilarious. She was funny. And you want to know why she was really funny? Because every time somebody said something stupid, comment. Every time something didn't land, Raja carried that joke. And that's why she was good. She, baby, listen, I heard nothing but Oak Cliff. Do you hear me, Julio? But I also was like, there's a little New Orleans up and down. This is just a little smidgen. It ain't no gumbo. Ain't no Cajun shit. It ain't nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I was like, that ain't New Orleans, baby. But she was funny. And she gave a couple of the situations, the PR. What does that stand? Puerto Rican. I said, in that T.S. Madison's joke, I was like, girl, you're fooling people. But it was funny. So I had to let it be. I had to let it go. You said, why should like Walter Marcado? Girl, have you seen Big Frida? Big Frida is low-key Walter Marcado in a tracksuit. I ain't gonna do Frida like that. I ain't gonna do it like that. Oop. Oop. I always find it funny when somebody messages me on a dating app and I don't respond fast enough, so they delete their profile. It's like, what? Oh my God. When T.S. Madison had said Bessie Kid, I was like, girl, I'm so sick of you. I love you, sister, but I am so sick of you. Like, what? Oh, but I thought that Raja was funny. And you know why I'm really happy? Because if we remember season 11 and we move on over to All-Star 6, and then we get to hear her Snatch Game progression. Was she in Snatch Game? Yeah, she had to be. Had to be. She had to be for season 11. God, everything's starting to feel like a blur with Drag Race because so many seasons are popping up. She was on season 11 Snatch Game, right? Comments roll up on in here. And who was she again? Because All Star 6, she did a good Latoya. I mean, she was Latoya if Latoya, went and got a tan. Um, it was funny. It was funny. Did she do a season? She was eliminated. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. That's what I thought. I was like, something about her is not ringing a bell. Because for season 11, all I remember is Brooklyn and Evie's, to be honest with you. No shade to anybody else. Because they were so bad, and that ended up being one of the best lip syncs to ever happen in Drag Race history. I don't care. I had a good time with that lip sync. Brooklyn was going in, baby, and Evie said, "I'll meet you at the door, bitch." Oh, I was here for this. I was here for that lip sync. Maybe that's why I don't have it in my system, because it wasn't a good one. That's right. Nina West, didn't she do 2 characters? Didn't she? Oh no, we're not going back. We're not doing a rewind. Let's keep it pushing, y'all. Let's keep it push. Oh, it was Silky that won as T.S. Madison. Correct. And I remember she sat there in that shirt and she pulled up that cup and was pouring and was doing it. And she was being Silky, high key, but it was still funny though. It was still funny. It was still good. But no, Raja, you was giving me. You gave me a little freedom. You was giving me a freedom from Oak Cliff, but you was giving me freedom. Go on, bitch. Go on, sister. Brooklyn, high key. This is just where your whole feelings for the entire episode. Just to be really real here. Yeah. 300 of y'all in this piece. Hit that like button, please. Thanks for being here. We're about to head into the runway and get into the finale, or not the finale, but the final parts of this episode. Appreciate you for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Julio, that's why I'm making the reference. Raja did excuse me, because I like to do this a lot. Raja painted me for Piece of Cake, my drag persona that I do. And she taught me a lot about my face, stuff that I'm working on in private right now, right? How else do you think I know she from Oak Cliff? I'm Houston. That baby's Dallas. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I'm like, what part of Dallas you from when that Oak Cliff came up? I was like, girl, I know all about Oak Cliff. I used to date a dude out there. Trust. That man was crazy, but he was good. Listen, he was crazy, but that bedroom was right with God, I'll tell you that. That bed was hitting the wall. All right. So this was a moment here. I think some of y'all enjoyed this. Others might have winced a little bit. Some people may have made a face. Others maybe whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. However you feel about this. But it is a big deal that he did show up. It is a big deal. And it's kind of cool that this was done because, I don't really think we've had a world leader like this to be there. Nancy Pelosi is the Speaker of the House, and this was also for Farrah. And this is all Trey, I'm so mad I read that. And this is also a big deal for Canada's Drag Race. It's almost like giving representation in the sense of like there's approval behind this and he stands with them and all that. I'm just glad he showed up in his his original face. So Justin Trudeau, world representative for Canada, pops into the workroom. Rita saw herself. I couldn't help but have this picture up. It was like staring in a mirror. Them speaking French back and forth to each other. I was like, oh. Okay, first of all, Costco churros. Hold on. A moment for this name in this Abby is everything. Costco has some of the best food I have ever had. And I'm talking about frozen section. Like, what is this? And why does it taste so good? And why is this not available in other restaurants? I'm like, this is the blackest season of Versus the World, isn't it? No, I'm just playing. But listen, the man came up in the room, gave his blessing, spoke to everybody individually. Did you catch how Silky was looking? Silky, did you know that man, sister? I know you're educated down, sister, but there was one point in time when Roger was talking about diversity, and Silky turns to the camera like, the way I screamed this morning when I was watching and I was getting the screenshots. I said, girl, did she turn to that camera and go, mm-hmm? I thought that was funny. Either way, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. He's there. And I'm happy that those who find this man, all that jazz, that this was a moment for y'all. Please take it in. I don't want to take it from you. I may have blinked 2 times when this had happened, but a very colorful cast. Let me tell you something. If Joe Biden walked in, and let's say I'm on season 16, knowing I voted for this man after everything that has taken place, the way I'm going to be like, that's cool. I mean, I've met Bill Clinton before all that other stuff came out. You know what I'm saying? I've had the opportunity to meet a couple of people like that based on what my dad and his work and all that kind of shit, whatever. They represent our country. We appreciate that. But baby, if that man had walked in, I'd have grabbed a pillow and a blanket. I'm like, hold on, Joe coming in here. Get someone grab him some hot cocoa and a blanket and a pillow because he may not be able to stand up for too long. I'm not even playing with you. First thing I'm gonna say is student debt. Student debt. Better yet, I would be like, I'm shocked that you're here, not Kamala, because she's good for a drive-by. Anywho, let me stop. Let's move on to the front way. A little American humor there for y'all. Thanks for tuning in. It's your boy Matty Rants, 300 and plus, almost said 300 plus of y'all in this piece. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Brooklyn. What do we think of Brooklyn's look? What do we think of Brooklyn's look? What do we think about it? I was like, okay, she's giving. It's interesting. I was here for it. I love that when she walked, all this fluff up here dropped because she was holding it and then goes, ooh. And I was like, oh my God, yes. So, Winona, I absolutely agree with the statement. I think I make the same critique with the Boulay brothers for Dragula, where it's like, we want you to do this, and they come out in some random ass outfit. And I'm like, girl, what theme is this? What are we doing today? But I thought this was rich and extravagant, so I was really here for it. You notice how I stopped showing her face on the runway as her main screenshot. I have to do her while she's sitting down. The lighting on that Candace Drag Race set is homophobic. The lighting is atrocious. It is very 9th floor call center. What is happening here? Candace Drag Race, we got to work on that. Also, I would also implore y'all to stop having those lights moving so much during the lip sync. I could barely make out what both Isis and Raja were doing. It was really strenuous on the eyes. Like we could work on that. We could work on that. Things we could work on. Mm-hmm. Girl, they had them lights moving like we was at the disco, and everybody took a little something. The punch was spiked. Tracy Melshore, you look good, sister. You did. You look real good. Glad to see Serene Fox is back, Indigenous representative, up in this piece. She's always a good time and really, really sweet. Really, really sweet. She's a sweet lady. Priyanka, winner of season 1, was there to judge Snatch Game. Didn't you have to lip sync during your like, y'all have a schedule? You know what days these things are going to be. She should have been here for something she won. But I'm glad to see Priyanka is on the judges panel. And I always talk about it'd be nice to see winners back for judging or something like that, in these competition settings, because they've already been through this before. So I'm shocked. I was like, why did you bring her back for this? Out of all the ones giving advice on impersonations. Okay. Hold on, let me hear this one. I'm going to give you time. I'm going to give you time. Crispy knowing. I heard that the judges don't do the theme to not compete with the runway category. That's cute. I still wish they would because it would be interesting. And I wouldn't be like, as a reviewer, I wouldn't go, well, look at what RuPaul or what Brooklyn or what this person on the panel is wearing. Why couldn't the queens do that? I think that's reductive. And I think that's also very silly since those people are in a judging position on a panel versus people who are actually in the competition. If people were to make those kind of like arguments, that would be ridiculous. Like, can you imagine? Well, RuPaul did it. That man is how old with what budget and who backing her? Let's not do all that today. But I get it. I understand that. But yeah, I love Priyanka being there. I was happy for her. I just wish it was a different episode, Haiku. Category is up for debate, celestial bodies. I said, okay. We'll see. First up is Silky Nutmeg Ganache. I'm going to chop the shoes on impact. They will be Zoomed on Sunday. I didn't feel like doing it today because I was like, I'm not going to do my girl like that. But Ryan, that's a whole nother conversation. That's like us doing judges to judges versus like being on a panel. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, what are we doing today? Speaking of which, I would find it very interesting if RuPaul had Brooklyn come to one of the US Drag Race seasons as a guest judge. That would be interesting. So I like the hair. I like the dragon. I'm not going to lie. As much as I like some Silky, hell no. Like, even when it like lit up on the stage, it was very, oh, okay. You know, not my favorite thing. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I did not like this. It's a chop for me. I did like the hair, though. The hair is bop. The hair is a bop. I like that there was smoke coming from the dragon's claw. That was cool. That was cool. Outfit-wise, but presentation, I was fine with. Hair, yeah. I assumed her face was trying to be like space or something, and her eye was a planet, and the red dot was like the moon of that planet. Is where I was. That's what I assumed. Either that, or she was cosplaying as Calypso, doing, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Someone, Kate, I see you sent me a message. If you are or your viewers are looking at information on the issues around fish issues for women, honey, I hope Kate, who's posting a Patreon message, found this review today and she listened to the first 30 minutes because I went in. But yeah, no, it's an On to Raja O'Hara. Now, this one was a little bit more subtle for the category for me, but I thought it was also still a pop. It was super a pop, to be honest with you. And it's kind of how she carried it. I got her. She's a little bit of a, a very expensive alien woman from a celestial planet. Okay. She was walking for filth. Ooh, this Raja be strutting. Strut. It was simple yet effective. She used the earrings as, or whatever, those pieces on her ears as ear pieces to give her that alien vibe. She said, no wig necessary nor needed. We're going to dye the hair. We're going to paint over it. She made the outfit, and it's a great outfit. It's puss for me. She sold it. I was like, oh my God, go on, sister. Like the makeup too. Oh, girl was walking. I was like, you better move, bitch. Them legs just be going everywhere. But yeah, I liked it a lot. It was good. It was good. It was good. Anita Wiglet. Okay, I'll be real with you. Well, she did well, Rogelia, but this is a different color. She did purple last week. This is blue this week, you know? She chose a different color. It was purple. No, wait. It was purple last week. It was purple last week. She walked in silver. She did purple the first episode. She did blue the third one. She's two different colors, three different colors. Um, oh, I'm sorry, baby. It's okay. I'm so sorry, love. See, look at that. See, look at that, y'all. You assume things from people, and you want to make your own statements about it. But I wouldn't know. That wasn't my first question. You see what I'm saying? You ask questions, you make statements, people answer you, they tell you where you're at. Oh, okay. Pay attention. I like this. Can I be real with you? I actually like this. To me, it honestly gave me like almost like a children's storybook tease. You know what I mean from it because of the campiness from the wig, but also the fact that this is actually a really really pretty dress to me too. I like it a lot better than last week's. I do want the bottom part to hit the ground just a little more, but something about this just gives me comfort. I don't know what it is, but I get comforted by this look. Yeah, there you go, Kevin. Good night, moon tease. Very that. Very that. Or if this was like some sort of children's play or some sort of play about Peter Pan or something, and all of a sudden the moon and the stars were incorporated into it. Very that. I don't know what this means. Help. Well, I was referring to how some people can talk about color and then give you all these details, and someone's like, I don't see that. And then me making my statement like, oh, well, no, she did different colors than them telling me, oh, no, I'm colorblind. So it's like, oh, crash. I get it. That was my Virgo in me taking over, like, okay, hold on, explain yourself. I know. It's just, you know how it is. When people get in their feelings, sometimes you have to always be like that a little bit. Gotta check yourself. Check yourself. Oh, real quick, real quick, real quick. Anywho, I liked it. Nine Tail. I think this is the one for me. This is the one. DreamWorks tease. I actually would love to be interviewed by her, but I'm not big enough for that to happen. So I'm not going to even think that way. But I just love how she interviews people. I love her so much. She's so good. It's such a great show. Okay, moving on here. Rita Baga. When a fire starts to burn, and it starts to spread. Come on. This is actually cool. I like this look, to be honest with you. I actually love what she did with her lashes. Her makeup was good. I was here for it. A little stiff, but there were a couple of stiff looks too. So I was fine with it. I liked it. It was good. Liked it. Liked it. Let's see here. I like the back too. I think the cape also added a nice effect to it. Her titties were smoking. Did y'all see that? Like I don't know if I'm like, I almost want to be like, Rita, what did you have in there? You know what I mean? Because it's like, I know you weren't getting burned by dry ice, but it was kind of cool. You know what I mean? Just the way the smoke was heating up from her. And it was like, okay, you're giving a little hot, like you know, the sun and the celestialness of it all. So I was here for it. I was here. Mermaid Berry, I think that when they were setting up the runway too, that was intentional because it's like, oh, well, that actually works. What we're going from night to day. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. What is this, Rich? I want to make sure you wrote brick. Come on, y'all. Silly. Stephanie, listen, you had to leave today, but this was a way to look before you left. This was a bop. Puss, puss, I lived. I did. I did. I did. I did. I thought this was everything. I love the boots. I love this corset. I love the makeup, the hair, the headpiece, the wings. All of the above said I. I loved all of it. This was a bop. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was here for it. She looked really good. So good. So good. Vanity Milan is next. I'm going to put this disclaimer up before I go in. I'm going to put this up before I go in. When I saw this look, let me tell you the first thing that I thought of. And I'm just going to let the picture pop up. The moment Vanity hit that corner, I thought that was Robbie Sinclair and the dinosaurs was about to start. You don't be mad. Do not be mad. I am not coming for Vanity, but I put this on God. I was like, bitch, if this ain't Robbie Sinclair, down. Like, down. Like, come on. Come on. Come on. Shout out to the dinosaurs. That's one of my favorite series ever. And I think that may be the reason why as soon as she turned this on, I was like, Robbie. Not to be confused with Turner. Not to be confused with Turner. Let's talk about the outfit itself. I apologize. I apologize. I'm not, there's, come on. Like, come on. Come on. But let's talk about the outfit. It's giving very club kid vibes to me, mixed with very, traditional sort of performance drag look. It's cool. It's not my favorite thing that I've seen Vanity wear, but I like that she did something different. So I was here for that. But it's not my favorite thing ever. And I just cannot help. Bitch, that music came out. Honey, that music started playing. That dinosaur couldn't fit through the door. Robbie just wants to go out there and have a good time with their friends. Pop off that thing. Let me tell you something. But it's cool for me. I like she did something different. It's just not my. It doesn't vibe with what I like to see Vanity in. So I'm not gonna bullshit her and be like, oh, this is amazing. No, it was cool. I like you did something different. Not my favorite thing. I'm also not a fan of this sort of deal. She said she paid a lot of money for it too. And I was like, okay. Okay. The check cleared. Glad you had it. But can't wait to see you on Disney Plus. See, look at that. I didn't keep it on the entire time. Victoria Scone is next. The lighting was so against her for this outfit. It's actually a really great outfit. I actually live and breathe. The lighting did not help you. Girl, look at this ashy ass lighting. This was the best shot I could get. I put this on God. This was the best shot I could get where the lights weren't destroying this outfit. I love this because it gives me Saturn teas with like this sort of like deep space feel. Um, I'm gonna blame again the lighting for this so badly because like I know in different lighting this would have eaten alive, and it still does to me. I think this is kind of fucking cool. I just hate the lighting for this. Hate the lighting for it. But this is one of my favorite looks from her. It's a bop for me. I think it's amazing. That hair is done. That hair is done. Done, 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 done. Ziploc bag. Put it in the refrigerator. Have it tomorrow. It's good. It's good. Ooh, Winona, I agree with that statement. Here it go. Because All Star 7 kind of I enjoyed that lighting. They kept it a little dark in spaces, so not everybody's looks were overshadowed by, a full-on, full-on. Isis Couture is next. I just love it when someone does something I'm not expecting and they give. Like, she's giving me like the mother of all who figured this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gives me celestial reader, like if there was a house that was in some sort of neighborhood, like, one of those like communities where there's only like 500 people, and there's that one person that lives at the tallest peak in that place, and they all go to her for spiritual advice, for healing, for that. It's like very much the house that people say don't go to because it's demonic, but in reality, she's like fully with the earth in all of the sky and this, that, and the other. I was so impressed. I liked it so much. I will say though, this makeup reminded me of last week. It reminded me a little bit of last week. It did, but I didn't care. I don't care. I didn't care because it was about. It was about. Yeah, very Dune with the makeup. I agree with you on that one. It's that blue blood shit. Very that. I do wish there was something to where the mask was having to be held up and being brought down, held up and being brought back down. That was my only thing that I was just like, okay, that's a lot to do, but at the same time, it's fucking amazing. So, when we talk about winners coming back and giving us a give and a serve, this would be that example. This is also proof that Isis could have been on All Star 7 if we wanted her to. Have that conversation. Oh, bitch. Can you imagine if Isis was on All Star 7 with the winners? Like, Viv is there. Leave the whole cast. Keep the cast, but put Isis in there. And let's say Envy Peru too. Oh. Oh. Now that would have been a competition. Now that would have been some kind of competition. Hell yeah, that would have been something. Oh, that would have been a fight. Now that would have been good. I think Isis would have possibly made it top 4. High feeling on that one. Dominique, thank you so much for the fun but the truthful shade for my the Cash App tip. I appreciate you, my baby, and thank y'all for tuning in. We still got 300 plus in the room. Do us a favor, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Can I just make this mention? Y'all know I know Panjon. That's my sister, like in real time, right? I want to see Pangina back again on my TV screen, but I would like her to be in a setting where no one goes home. Like, I want her to compete again because she was good TV. Good TV. My sis is so cool. Okay. And she's also a sweetheart in person. If you have never met Pangina and you have a chance to, do it. That energy is real deal Holyfield. Okay. But like, I just want to see her again on TV, but not in the format where people get to go home, but we get to just see their drag. Because a lot of girls were mad at All Star 7 saying, oh, that was so boring. No one went home. Bitch, I got to watch looks every week. I had homework. I loved it. And then when we got to the finale, that's when it was like, okay, now it's getting serious and we're about to switch it up. That was fun for me. I don't agree with everything, but it was fun. It was fun. Okay. So, with these ladies up on the stage, 2 people being safe were Vanity Milan and Rita Baga. Not gonna lie, I agree with this. I agree with it. I agreed with it. And the winners of this week's episode were Raja O'Hara and Isis Couture. They were the top 2 this week. Okay. I agree with that. I love the sisterhood that I see between these two. That cameraman and editing, y'all good for capturing that moment because Sister Silky is going to support her sister. It's also Raja's first win in the Snatch Game. Remind yourself, Silky won her Snatch Game. Now Raja can have this moment too of saying she won a Snatch Game as well. They can share that moment. That's fucking adorable. And that is, come on. it's great. You got one too, bitch. Yes, we can both say that now, So I thought that was everything. Now, with that being said, it is very clear and obvious that Stephanie Prince and Anita Wiglet are in the bottom 2. You saw Adele and you saw Cardi. Terrible. Okay. We get back here. I think I included this picture because I wanted to say that Vanity's makeup was better with this lighting, and I still hold that statement. This is a much better picture of Vanity's makeup with way better lighting in the back. Further proof that lighting on the main stage needs to be reworked. Keep the colors for the walk, keep the colors for the back. You need to change the lighting. This is, look at me making a point. Look at me making a point. Change the lighting now, soon. Look how much better she looks. Vanity, I hope you got to this part. You weren't stuck on my Robbie joke. I love you. Anita's feeling it. I also would like to remind everybody that Anita's the only person from her franchise representing. I know she has to feel a little displaced right now, as well as very unsure of how they're doing or if they're doing even well in this competition based on her critique so far. And I know that can feel kind of lonely in this moment, right? So I'm glad that there are people giving her, that backup, like, you good, that you're at least you look good on the runway, all that jazz. Even for Stephanie too, they both gave on the runway. It just was not their night for Snatch Game. Yeah, it's just not for Snatch Game. Conversations were held. I'll be honest with you. I'm still sending Stephanie home. One, Anita's the only one there from her franchise. She wasn't in the bottom two last week. I'm going to keep Anita just on principle. Stephanie was already in the bottom two. This was her week to be either safe or in the top. She's not there. Sister or no sister, you're gone. I love how she's like, well, Isis is my sister, so I know she got me. Does she? Because Isis also has to worry about everybody else in the competition. And if she saves your ass, they're going to be looking at you funny. Oh, the Canadians girls got each other, so we won't do this based off of critiques anymore. Now we need a gun for the girls that are just going to save each other. She's not stupid. And high key, Isis said, well, bitch, I just want to go against the runner-up of season 1. She said, all my girls from my same season can go. Playing. But yeah, to be honest, I'd have done the same thing. I would have gone off a track record. I love Stephanie a lot, but I'm not going to send Anita home because, we represent the same place. I'm not going to do all that. Because I also know, just based off of how things have gone so far with track record, what will Stephanie do to be in a top position where she could save my ass if I was in the bottom two? Think about it. With what challenges that we do know coming up, a ball and all that, honey, she would never be in a position to save me. We'd be in the bottom together. They'll probably keep her to get my ass out because she ain't a threat. But I feel bad for Steph, though, and I wanted her to do well this season, but So, I see the looks, and I know it's a rock song or something alt, something punk, something like that. I think Isis looks great. Raj is giving. These two are funny. This was one of my favorite moments from the show is when they gave the bro hug. Isis is so dumb. It was like, okay, come on, let's go, do it all football and shit. And I was just like, child. Oh, so funny. They just made it a little like cute moment here. But the stakes are made. We have a top two. They must lip sync in order to have the power to send someone home. They're also going to win a trip for two to Puerto Verde. Verde? Puerto Verde? Oh, Matthew. For those who know my Drag Race España videos, a trip for two. A nice trip, by the way. A trip I would love to take. Okay. But look at the lighting here. Awful. It's awful. Is it ta? It's ta, right? Not tu or toe or tibata. Is it Dimidome? Is it the Dimidome factory? Vi Arta. Okay, Vi Arta. Okay. Okay, there we go. I love the girls who know my Espana reviews. Ja, 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 ja. I was for the longest time before I realized that was ha ha ha. I was like, what is Jaj for the longest? And I sat back like, I'm not gonna ask because, whoop, but whoop. All right, so he was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. I grew up with this kind of music from Avril Lavigne. I used to actually be a big fan of her music from back in the day when she first started coming out. Be so complicated. See the way you're acting up. Yeah, that was, when we talk, when we walk, the TRL days. Okay, the TRL days. Okay. 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 So here's the thing about this. This was an enjoyable performance to watch from both of them. I was distracted by the lighting the entire time. We gonna eat. We gonna eat. I had coffee that calmed down. um, it was I was enjoying this, but I was like, girl, there is so much lighting happening right now. Sandy, they actually, I think they did a Fifi Dobson song. It wasn't the one I wanted them to do, like take me away. Take me far away from here. I will run with you. Don't be afraid. Afraid. Like I was waiting for that kind of Fifi. We didn't get it, but they've done a Fifi song though. They have done a Fifi song. I was just wanting that was the song I wanted. That was there was another one too. There's another Fifi Dobson song I love so fucking much. It's gonna come. Don't let it go to your head. So if you want to, yes. Don't let it go to your head. Oh, this time, get it on. Oh my goodness. I gotta listen to Fifi after this. I have to listen to Fifi. Oh, I love her so much. I was so hyped when she was on the show. I was like, oh my God, they have Fifi Dobson. They're taking me back to my childhood. Anywho, they both were cutting up. It was a good time. I'm gonna be real with you. Raj's version to me was like Little Mama being asked to be in an Avril Lavigne song. So she was doing good, but there was a lot of moments where I was like, okay, sister, you got one more Mary J. Blige move to throw up in here, giving all kinds of Frederick teas. And it was still good though. But I thought Isis was more the song for me in terms of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just thought Isis gave a little bit different. That I was asking or requiring for, but I thought that they both fed off of each other very well. Like Raja knows how to work that stage, and so does Isis, and that's what I enjoyed about it. It was like it wasn't just some like, oh, we're over here, we're over. They were playing off of each other. They were doing it, and that's what I found. A great moment. Roger's best moment was how she matched the ballet lyric with her ballet. That was a bop. There was also that slide they both did at the same time, but it wasn't done in a way to where they were still moving while the song was happening. Like Raja slid from one end to the other, but she hit the mark of the beat where it was supposed to go right into the lyric when Isis had just turned into the same thing. They both knew the song. So I was like, okay, this is a bop. This was enjoyable. A great performance. And I'd have been happy either way, to be real with you. I would have known why they gave it to Raja. But to me, I thought Isis was giving me just a little more punk, in my opinion. But it was so good. It was so good. It really was. Raja went, excuse me, I almost look at me, wishful thinking. Sorry, Isis. Sorry. Isis wins the lip sync. And she wins the trip to Puerto Vallarta. I probably fucked it up again. But they both did good. This was fun. It was a good time. It was a good time. I really did enjoy this. But Isis wins, and she now has the power to send someone home. Kind of, sort of, yeah. Kind of, sort of, yeah. kind of, sort of, yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah. All that kind of shit. Like, yeah. But she won a trip. It's a bop. Isis got to make the decision. I think she made the fair one in this moment, and she sent Stephanie home. Now, with that being said, Stephanie, I think you now have one of the most iconic lines exiting Drag Race, especially this year. You're certainly in the top 5, like for sure. That exit line bit, I do not have an exit. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. I have no exit line. End scene. Out the door. Now that was a cackle. Oh, that was the energy you should have brought to Snatch Game. Hi, Key. Look at you not trying and being funny. So funny. So funny. So funny. It was quite great. Quite great. Quite great. Because I thought that girl was about to give a speech. Nope. Have no exit line. Bye. Very cute. Stephanie, I did want you to do better this season, but that's wishful thinking. Of course, you're up against a good group of girls here. Excuse me, good group of queens. Excuse me, and you did the best that you could. It maybe Canada's All Stars would be better. Not to say that the competition would be easier for you to go through, but maybe some more growth and some more time on some things like Snatch Game, like the comedy bits that you can learn small nuances for to be back. But even if that's not what you want to do, I still think you're a success in everything that you put your mind into, baby. And you're an excellent queen. So I hope this doesn't deter you from what you want. I hope that whatever weirdo got online trying to give you the business over you being eliminated this episode, don't give that no time. That goes for everybody who gets eliminated, even Kendall, all these people, even the ones I make jokes on, y'all. I hate when people get into these spaces of like, I can't even use the internet because people are weird. And I may say my own little shit, but at the same time, I'm not in their inboxes telling them what they should do with themselves because that's gross. So good luck to you, Steph. We appreciate your time on the show. Nothing but blessings to you in the rest of your career. And this was a great look to leave on for sure. Okay. Whew. I'm like, oh my God, Matt, you're so close. I'm so, whenever I have the little screen pictures, I'm like, so used to seeing myself so small. Now I'm like, oh my God, I'm right back up to the screen again. So listen. Not the best Snatch Game, but there were some good moments. Quite possibly the worst reading challenge in the history of Drag Race. Possibly. I'd argue that maybe Down Under season 2 is the worst one. Because, whoo, that was bad too. There weren't even that many people there. But we had a cool lip sync. We had an interesting runway with some really great looks. A conversation was brought up that challenged some people to change. Overall, I think it's a great episode. Oh, and a world leader that once did something that was really wrong that totally apologized for it. And some people can probably be mad at me bringing it up, but some people are still dealing with it. Keeping the facts. Okay. But nothing that is said today is intended to be malicious, to malign anyone, to make them feel bad. If you were affected in some kind of way with this and you didn't receive my message, I apologize for your feelings being hurt. I don't apologize for the words that I said. I meant what I said today in terms of that word and why it feels wrong. And some people may find it to be wrong. If you want to keep using in your households and with your friends, that's between y'all. That's between y'all. But I don't think this is the hill that everybody should die over. And I think that when we negate people's feelings, when we take away their power and what is important for them, we miss the message of understanding and also having a little bit of empathy and willingness to learn. Like we're human beings on this planet, most of us that claim that. And as human beings, we take L's every day, we take W's too. But taking something like a word out of your vocabulary is not going to change who you are as a person. If you were already shitty, you're still going to be shitty. And if you were lovely before, I don't think that's going to change either. Okay. This really does not need to be that deep. And to see people really break it down in these wrong ways, it's like, honey, I understand that you know a little bit about where this came from, and you have a friend of a friend who knows of this friend, or you may have another girl who happens to be cool with it and all that jazz, but that doesn't apply to every fucking person on this planet. And it will never. It will never, nothing will be. But you need to figure out what you're willing to argue over and what's really important for you. Cause this wouldn't be anything I would give that much attention to where I need to fight up there. It feels there's this episode of South Park where they were treating women's sports like it was crap, and it was like the girls volleyball team. And there was this whole we're taking a knee for the national anthem bit. And Butters, because he felt his masculinity was being challenged, pulls down his pants and pulls up his fist, showing his pain, right? And so his way of telling women, you're not going to change who I am, is I'm going to pull out my penis and do all of that. This gives this same energy. He didn't know what the actual deal was because he assumed what he knew based off of the people around him who did not tell him at all. Okay. Bryce, one doesn't have anything to do with the other. And I would have liked to have utilized that comment, but you could have cut half of that out and gave that for what it was. What happened in Colorado was absolutely awful. It has nothing to do with what happened with this episode today. But also, my love and support to everybody out there that is dealing with that situation. Seriously, there are a lot of things going on in this world that are way more important than that. And no, it's when I said it's that deep, don't ever conflate my words ever. Okay, don't ever confuse where I'm coming from. I'm very clear. When I say it's not that deep, it's not that deep of people to be arguing about this. It should just be simply taken for what it is. Not that I have to lower my voice now because I'm like, what are we doing? That may be a hard concept for people. It might be. But yeah, seriously though, I want to enjoy this show right along there with you, and we can continue to do all that. But when someone asks you something or tells you something doesn't feel right, respect is really, really something that can honestly be given very easily. But you have to challenge yourself sometimes, okay? Because we can't always be right every fucking day, okay? All right. I'm going to go because it's almost the 2 hour mark here. I've been talking for quite some time. I will be right back again tomorrow with the panel with my other panelists. You already know Julie underscore noted, Jamar 84, C Diggy 1, Blake Keisha, you know, all that jazz. We might start having guests again on the panel. I would love to do that. But, you know, I'm very much, I vet out everybody that comes on there and all that good stuff. I just want y'all to understand that, I'm not up here to preach to you and be like, you're wrong. I'm just challenging you to think a little bit bigger, get a little bit more perspective on what's going on and not think about, oh, you're trying to take something from me when it never belonged to you in the first place. And there are a lot of people that applies to. Okay. A lot of people. But I love y'all down. I want y'all to take care of yourselves. I appreciate the support. I may lose subscribers for having this conversation. I stand on it. Support women, protect women, support women's rights, and also support the community, the LGBTQIA plus community that we're in. It's a community. In case you haven't figured that out. Okay, like we're supposed to be in this together, not against each other. And you know, I just don't get it. We can be mad about shit, but girl, move on. That's all. Anywho, take care of yourselves, babies. Drop a tip in my jar if you feel like it. Not necessary, but that thumbs up or thumbs down will do. And get that comment section together. It's your boy, Matty Rants. I will see you tomorrow for the panel. Off for the next 2 days after that. We're Here started yesterday. For those of you who watch We're Here, we're going to be talking about that on Thursdays on this channel. It's going to be a part of the Rant with Me section. This time I will cover every single episode, and it will be included in my Patreon for the reactions, okay? But either way, take care. I love you down, and I'll see you the next time, babies. Okay? All right. Take care. Bye.
Listen. Yeah.